So I've just found out this new tactic today about doing something you're not completely comfortable doing, or something that you in normal circumstances couldn't convince your brain to do. Just something that would seem like too much of a barrier for you at this level of I don't know, physicality or confidence or whatever. Maybe you're not willing to run in a particular race, or you're not willing to approach someone to make friends or something else. So uh, I just I found this out from a friend like a year ago, and it's pretty much goes along the lines: ignore your instincts, and that's to just um, turn your brain off and not let your inner psyche do anything at all. And all you do is you just do the thing immediately, really fast, so you can't stop yourself from doing it. And by the time you start doing it, you already have momentum going, and you're just going to keep doing it anyway. Plus, you can't really stop, because if you started something, like if you started talking with a stranger and you couldn't convince yourself to not do it fast enough, then you can't convince yourself to do it now, because you're in the middle of a conversation with a stranger, and that would be rude. So it's a very effective thing, because, as I said there, you can't actually stop yourself from doing it once you've already put it in motion. And the the thing is, in these videos, sometimes, like, I'm not the best at freestyling what I'm saying. I can't just think of sentences immediately on the fly like some people can. Not yet, anyway. I'm just not at that level. So what I do is I end up starting a sentence, and I don't actually know what the end of that sentence is by the time I'm in the middle of it. So I just force my brain to come up with something to say that sounds kind of logical and reasonable, and people aren't really going to notice, because most of what people say on videos are filler anyway. So it's a good thing to even begin a sentence and you're not actually knowing how to finish it, because you're actually going to just say something. It's just people like me, we have to say things that really mean something and have an actual purpose to them. But a lot of people like to small talk, and if you don't know how to small talk, then it's you're kind of held back a bit. So if you start a sentence and you're not able to finish it, you're well, that's not going to happen. You're going to be able to finish it somehow. It's just not going to be as substantial or valuable as what you'd probably normally say. The thing is, though, you'd end up reserving your words for minutes on end and letting the rest of the group talk, and you wouldn't actually be able to say anything yourself, because you're just not willing to take action, because you don't deem it worthy enough to say. It might just be some passing remark that you might make, but that's still good to make, because you're still getting in kind of action into the social situation. And that's a good thing, because people then see that you do have an input. People are going to come to you for advice, and you're actually going to be able to give advice then, or provide some sort of social value, which will then improve your confidence. So I think that having something, well, just starting a sentence with anything and continuing on from there, if it just seems logical. It's like the flow state. You don't really think about what you're saying, but you think well, you don't think, you do, you kind of say it anyway. It's not just going to magically come out of your mouth, but your brain's going to think of something anyway, and it's going to kind of, I wouldn't say save yourself from the awkwardness, but it'll kind of keep you logically engaging, socially engaging. And I figured this out today when I was thinking about cold calling businesses, and that's a thing that most people don't bother doing, and I haven't bothered doing it yet, but I might consider doing it, because my emails are just getting not replied to, and I feel like it will be more beneficial to just call, because then people aren't able to scroll past what you have to say. They have to actually give their time, and if you're willing to share what you have verbally, then it's more likely to be heard by a receptive ear than something that's just written. So what I was going around, the idea that I was going around with cold calling, was that I might as well just do it before I even think about what the reasons I shouldn't do it, because it's kind of just something that, I don't know, there's a lot of things a lot of arguments you can make against cold calling, like you're just trying to pitch your own services to a business and they have their own stuff to worry about while they care about what you have to worry about. You're kind of just one of those people who is bordering on being a scammer, you know. So those are just reasons your brain comes up with, and your brain will come up with a lot of reasons very quickly as to why you can't do the thing, but the thing is you just do it anyway. Just think worst case scenario, something kind of bad is going to happen. I don't know, you might offend someone, and then what's going to happen then? Nothing really. I don't know, they might tell someone. The most 99% won't though, and that's why you should try to just, as my friend said, ignore your instincts and just do it anyway before you even think of reasons not to. And there's a lot of things that people do in real life in this situation, like approaching someone, talking to someone is not easy. So people just turn off their conscious objections, and then they engage themselves in it anyway. It's like taking a cold shower, you know, you throw yourself in there and it's not fun, but by the time you feel the cold water touching your skin, you're kind of there anyway, and you're willing to bear the discomfort just to see it through to the end and have a sense of completeness rather than not stopping. And I spoke about momentum before, but this is like short-term situational momentum where you've actually already started the activity and you're going to continue doing it. It even works for studying. If you don't think about the dreading of studying for 2.5 hours, but you get right into it, you just do 2 minutes of it. That's what I do now. I just start studying without even thinking about it, and I don't mind at all. I'm about to start studying now actually, but it really gets you momentum on the board, and you're able to just continue doing it. Your brain doesn't mind. It's okay. There's nothing better you could be doing at all. And studying is definitely something that you could apply that with, but there's tons of other things you could apply it with. A lot of things, maybe being assertive about something. Maybe you need to tell someone that they're doing something wrong, and you start saying, but I just, and then your brain thinks of something, and so you're just going to have to think of something to say then, and that thing will likely be what you're actually seeing issue to deal with. And I could actually use this advice now. I'm not saying that I actually use this advice at all. I just know it's good advice, and I should probably follow my own advice more, because it's obviously just a good thing to do. And another good thing is to be able to transmit this advice out to you, and for you to actually be able to apply it, because if you're not applying this, that's okay, but likely this advice is going to stay in your brain anyway, regardless of whether you do anything now, and you're probably going to think in a few months, that doing that 10-minute run in the gym isn't going to be fun at all, but I might as well just start, and I'm not going to stop then. Like, there's just a bit of pain, but it's not going to do anything to me. Of course, routines work as well to get people into the momentum state where they do maybe stretching or something, or they have a ritual. Maybe they meditate for a minute before they start 4 hours of work or something like that, and that's a good way to really get yourself engaged in the activity itself, and you don't have to actually think of the reasons you can't do it. So that's all I really have to say on the topic. You should really just do the thing first, and then maybe think about it while you're doing it, but don't think about it too much before and afterwards, and see how you go from there.